Hello, welcome to this video. Well, today we're going to deal with conditional sentences. Conditional sentences have two parts, the if clause and the result clause. In the if clause, we establish a condition, if something happens, and in the other clause we have the result, okay? The if clause can come in the first place or in the second place. When it comes in the second place, we don't use a comma. Yes? For example, if I tell you, if you study, comma, you will pass the test. Yes? But if I tell you, you will pass the test if you study, no comma there. Yes? We use if, but sometimes we can use unless. Unless means if not. If not. For example, you won't pass the test unless you study. Yes? It's the same. You won't pass the test if you don't study. So unless it's the same as if not. So now let's see the different types of conditional sentences. We start with number one, with type 0. Yes, the zero conditional. The zero conditional is formed with if plus the subject plus the simple present, and in the result clause also simple present. For example, if you heat water, it evaporates. Yes, present, present. If you heat water, it evaporates. Present, present. And we use it to talk about situations or facts that are always true. They always happen. Yes? Every time you heat water, it evaporates. It always happens. That is the zero conditional. Yes? Para realidades, cosas que siempre suceden. Okay? Well, then we go to the first conditional, conditional type 1. And we form this conditional type with if plus the subject plus present simple. And in the result clause, the subject plus will or won't and the infinitive verb. Yes? Present, future. For example, if it rains tomorrow, I will stay at home. Yes? And we use it to talk about possible situations in the future. Possible situations in the future. Okay? Present, future. Wow. Let's go to conditional type 2, or the second conditional. This conditional is formed with if plus the subject plus the simple past. And in the result clause, the subject plus would or wouldn't plus infinitive. Yes? And we use it for hypothetical and real situations. Yes? Situations that we talk about present or future situations, but they are imaginary. For example, if I won the lottery, I would buy a house. If I won, si yo ganase la lotería. Or, if I lived in Miami, I would go to the beach every day. But I don't live in Miami. I'm just imagining, supposing. It's a hypothesis. Okay? So, and another thing, with the second conditional, we use a typical phrase that you're going to see, which is if I were you. If I were you, yes, if I were you, I would go to the party. Yes, look that I am using were. I use were for all the subjects. If I were you, I would go to the party. And we use this phrase to give advice. If I were you, I would study for the test. Yes, we use it to give advice. So that is the second conditional. And finally, we have the third conditional, which is formed with If plus the person plus past perfect, pasado perfecto, and the past perfect is formed with had or hadn't and the past participle. Yes, that is the past perfect. And in the result clause we use the subject, would or wouldn't, have, and the past participle. Yes, it sounds complicated, but it's like this. For example, if I had known that you were ill, I would have visited you. Yes? And we use it to speak about hypotheses in the past. They are impossible conditions because those things have already happened and I can't change them. I'm just making a hypothesis. Si yo hubiese sabido que estabas enfermo, te hubiese ido a visitar, pero ya pasó, no lo supe, no fui. That's it. Yes? Or, if I had watered the plants, they wouldn't have died. Yes? But I didn't water them, so I cannot change that situation. Okay? So we have 4 types of conditional sentences: 0, 1, 2, and 3. Yes? This is not difficult, but well, you have to remember the different structures, you have to remember when to use them, and then we're going to mix them. And well, in that moment, we're going to have the problem, yes? So, we're going to practice this a lot, yes, but the idea is that you start analyzing the different structures. Okay? Well, very good. Bye bye, see you in class and see you in the next video.